We're practically swimming in data these days, especially with AI churning out more information than ever. So how on earth do we make sense of it all? Well, the answer isn't just more data, it's better stories. Today, we're going to break down data storytelling. It's an absolutely essential skill for turning all that raw info into narratives that actually convince people and, get them excited.
I bet you've seen something just like this. You get that email from Uber or maybe Spotify at the end of the year, and it lays out everything you've done. It tells you how many miles you went or that one song you just couldn't get out of your head. See, this isn't just a spreadsheet they sent you. It's your own data, turned into a story that's all about you.
So what's the magic here? Why does this work so well? What is it about seeing your own life in a way presented back to you like this that really grabs you and makes you feel, connected to a company? It feels personal, right?
Well, here's the thing. Raw data, let's be honest, it's just a bunch of numbers in a spreadsheet. It's boring, and our brains have a really hard time holding on to it. But a story gives it all meaning. It adds emotion, and suddenly that information sticks. It's the secret ingredient that turns something complicated into something totally compelling. So, how do we get good at this? Here's the game plan. We're going to start with why data even needs a story in the first place. Then we'll get into the 3 core elements, talk about how to actually build a narrative, pick the right visuals, and finally go over some really important rules of the road.
All right, first up, why even bother telling a story? I mean, can't we just show people the numbers and let them figure it out for themselves? Well, as you're about to see, the numbers by themselves, they almost never cut it. A really great data story does 4 key things. First, it takes really complex stuff and makes it easy for anyone to understand. It hooks your audience and keeps them paying attention. And because of that, people are way more likely to remember a story than just some random statistic. But maybe the most important thing is that it leads to better decisions. It turns abstract numbers into real, solid insights that you can actually do something with. Okay, so if we're going to build one of these powerful data stories, how do we do it? It really just boils down to 3 fundamental pieces. If you can get these 3 things right, you're pretty much golden. And here they are. You've got your data, your narrative, and your visuals. Think of it like a Venn diagram. It's right there in the middle, where all 3 of these things overlap, that the real magic happens. You really can't have a great data story if one of these pieces is missing. Let's start with the foundation of the whole thing, the data. This is your proof, your evidence. It absolutely has to be accurate, has to be reliable, because if your data is shaky, the whole story you build on top of it is just going to fall apart. Next up is the narrative. This is the part that answers the big "so what" question. It's the plot that connects all the different numbers, explains what's actually going on, and walks your audience from point A to point B, leading them to some kind of insight. It's what gives the data context. And finally, we have the visuals. This is how you make the data and the story pop. Good visuals aren't just there to look pretty, they make things clearer. They make the most important insights jump off the page and stick in your audience's mind. They make your story impossible to ignore. Okay, so we know we need a narrative. That's great. But how do you actually create one out of a bunch of numbers? Well, we can actually borrow a structure that's been working for, just a few centuries, the classic story arc. And the framework we're going to borrow comes from literature, of all places. It's called Freytag's pyramid. It's this super simple way of breaking a story down into 5 parts. And even though it was designed for analyzing plays, it works incredibly well for structuring a data story that will keep people on the edge of their seats. So here's how it works. Let's say you're doing a business report. The exposition, that's setting the scene, like last quarter's results. The rising action is where you build suspense. Here are the new sales figures, the marketing data. The climax, that's the big aha moment. Profits are up 15%. The falling action explains why. That new ad campaign totally worked. And the resolution, that's your call to action, what we're going to do next quarter. See? A beginning, a middle, and an end. All right, we've got our data, we've got our story structure. Now it's time to talk about visuals. This is how we make our story really shine, and picking the right one is absolutely key. Choosing the right chart isn't about what looks prettiest, it's about what makes your point the clearest. So if you want to show the most common words from customer reviews, a word cloud is perfect. Need to compare sales between different regions? A bar chart is your best friend. Want to show how user numbers have grown over time? A line graph tells that story perfectly. It's all about matching the right tool to the job. Take the classic bar chart. The reason it's so effective is simple. Our brains are just naturally good at comparing the length of things.
You can look at it and instantly see which category is biggest, which is smallest. The answer to who has more just jumps right out at you.
But what if you're not comparing different things, but trying to show the pieces of a single thing? That's where a pie chart comes in. It's perfect for showing parts of a whole. You can see at a glance what percentage of the total pie is taken up by each slice. It's a super intuitive way to show proportions. Now, let's get a little more complex. What if you want to see if two completely different things are connected? Like, does spending more on ads lead to more website visits? A scatter plot is perfect for this. By plotting those two variables, you can immediately spot trends or weird outliers, which might just be the most interesting part of your whole story.
And last but not least, the histogram. Now, this might look kind of like a bar chart, but it's doing something completely different. A histogram shows you the distribution of your data, basically how often different values show up. It's the perfect tool for answering questions like, what's the most common age range of our customers?
Okay, before we wrap this up, there's one more thing we absolutely have to talk about, and it's super important: responsibility. Telling stories with data is a powerful thing, and with that power comes a serious responsibility to be honest and ethical.
Your credibility is everything. So here's a quick checklist to run through. First, accuracy. Is my data legit? Is it clean? Second, transparency. Am I being upfront about where this data came from? And third, privacy. Am I protecting people's personal information? Trust with your audience is everything, and it's non-negotiable.
So if you're going to remember one thing from all this, let it be this. A truly great data story always has those three ingredients. You start with a foundation of solid, trustworthy data. You weave it all together with a clear narrative. And you bring it to life with amazing, compelling visuals. Data, narrative, visuals. That's the recipe. So now you have the framework. You've got the tools. So I want you to look at the data all around you, at work, at school, even in your own life. The stories are right there, hiding in the numbers, just waiting for someone to find them. The only question left is, what story is your data waiting to tell?